before we begin, the plan is to run through the remainder of the speeches, especially for those obviously that show. And then once we're done, as time permits, we're going to discuss speech one and how it went. But if but at least we will run through some coming soon elements, so I can let you know what's coming up in terms of homework and what we're doing in the next class and so on. So, any questions?
Alright. Everyone's had to speak up before, even if it makes us uncomfortable. Some of the things you might want to say might not be what your family expects from you or your parents. You always want them to do, you don't want to make them disappointed, so you don't say some things, you don't want to make them uncomfortable, so on and so forth. After the speech, I hope that you can speak up to your parents or family about something that you believe is important. It's hard to speak up from experience. I'm a very, very shy person and an introvert. It's hard to even make eye contact with people. And I even have a hard time making eye contact with my parents and being able to speak with them, to tell them what I want to do, what I don't want to do. So, for example, my brother, he's 9 years older than me, he's sort of a disappointment. He didn't get his first job until sophomore year of college, and my parents were always disappointed in him that he never did it, so I felt pressured my freshman year of high school to get a job. And I chose swim instructor since I was on swim team most of my life. When around January came for me to join swim team, I would have to quit my job, and so because it wouldn't work out with my schedule. I was too afraid to speak up, to tell my parents I wanted to do swim team in high school, so I just never said anything and I kept working. Next year came, sophomore year, I still was afraid to speak up, didn't quit my job. Junior year came around, I got a second job because I wasn't making enough money, so I wasn't able to hang out with my friends as often, study as much, and obviously do swim team. My grades started to drop a little bit, mostly in Spanish, but I still kept up a 3.8 GPA, which is better than my brother, which barely graduated. Sometimes it makes you feel guilty, or what I call bed thoughts. When you go to bed, you think about what I should have said or what I shouldn't have said. Gives me a lot of anxiety not being able to speak up, being able to speak my mind, especially in school. I wasn't able to speak up. I have a hard time raising my hand, even if I knew the answer to the question, and get participation points, so I tried harder in college to raise my hand as much as possible. It also made me a ticking time bomb, which I had all these emotions that I didn't express to anyone or my family, so I would just go on random bursts of rage. I would just randomly act out. Most people would say it's PMSing, but I don't believe it's that. My family always has the best intentions for me, even if it's not always what I wanted. So I was afraid to speak up, saying I wanted to move out and go into the dorms and live on my own, have some adult experience, since my brother got to do that when he was in college. But I never said anything because they wanted me to live at home and save money and go to school and still have a job. It didn't really make me as happy as I wanted to, but I eventually spoke up about it, and they understood that next year I can go and move into the dorms or get an apartment if I show I can get good grades and still be able to work. From not speaking up, I've had mistakes and misunderstandings. I've made people upset from not speaking up. There's an argument with your group of friends, and they're asking for your opinion, and you're too scared to speak up, so I wouldn't say anything. And it made me lose friends throughout middle school and high school from not being able to speak up. But I do have a good group of friends now who understand that I have a hard time speaking. It's hard to speak your mind sometimes, and from experience, it's really hard. And I try to speak up a lot more now than I used to, but it's still hard to tell people how I feel, if something's bothering me. But I did end up quitting my swim instructor job. I was able to talk to my parents and get out of that. So I did miss the swim team opportunity in high school, but I am doing better now. I still work at my other job even though I want to quit, which I've already talked to my parents about, which I will be getting a new job soon. Just remember, do what you love and speak up.